Alright folks, welcome to another beer review and the third entry into the Siren Project Barista series, and this is Viva Patron. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it with the accent. Accented O, I should say. But it's described as a dark ale, clocking in at 8% ABV, brewed in collaboration with Climpson and Sons, who, not that I'm exactly, an encyclopedia or well-versed in independent coffee roasters, but I've not heard of them before, so I shall definitely be having a little peruse on their website when it comes to uploading this video, if I remember to put product information in the description. So, the usual, I won't read the top paragraph because it's just telling you about the series. So this dark ale incorporates tequila-soaked oak, agave syrup, intense espresso, and Muscovado sugar for a coffee liqueur experience in a beer. Ooh, now that does sound rather nice. Right, so it's been an alright series so far. The IPA was, a bit weird, but in a purposeful, unique sort of way, as opposed to tasting like a mess. I was not disappointed, but I was kind of expecting more from that red ale. Although it was a very good sort of like red IPA style beer. Just lacked a little bit of coffee presence in my opinion, but maybe that was the whole intention of it, not to put, way too much in there. But a dark ale. I'm not too sure if this is like 8%. What would that be? I don't know. Is it a strong ale? Is it like a modest barley wine? I'm not too sure. Is it going to be like hop forward, even though it doesn't say anything about hops? Once again, should have researched, but then it makes it boring if you research everything you do. Although there are like medications that you should definitely research. But anyway, back to it. Brand appropriate glassware, even though this is a Soundwave IPA glass. I need a nice stemmed Siren glass. Anyway, if they manufacture a stemmed glass. So beer in the glass then. And yeah, looks dark, so that box is ticked. Sort of like a rubyish hue towards the bottom of the glass, but there's not much getting through that, to be fair. And then just shy of well, it's more of a lining now of a sort of like a black coffee looking head. Looking very interesting indeed. Nice legs on it. Let's see what we get on the nose, because I did get quite a distinct coffee aroma when I first opened it and as it was pouring. So let's see what we get on a proper sniff. And yeah, you're definitely getting that coffee. And there's this sort of like, on first sniff, like when you meet a potential partner, that first sniff makes all the difference. It's almost got maybe subtle hints of something like a barley wine, but I'm almost getting those sort of like fruity, steeped cherry, hedgerow fruits that you would get in sort of like dark beers like Doppelbock, English strong ales, barley wines. Coffee is just working perfectly with it in terms of a nasal presence. That's not a term. Stop trying to sound clever, you fat prick. But yeah, coffee is working beautifully, not only like in balance with those flavors, but there's like just this little spark of additional coffee aroma coming through. God, I'm trying to sound like I'm Alan Bennett, aren't I? I'm more like Gordon Bennett. Who's that based on? I don't know. But yeah, there's a little bit of woodiness there. And it does smell, I can't remember what is it, Campora or something like that with the yellow bottle. It does have a coffee liqueur like aroma to it. And I'm not just saying that because I read it on the description. I'm a seasoned drinker. I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, fundamentally, I've not used that word for a while. which someone pointed out that I use it a lot, which really fucking annoyed me. Because I personally don't think I do, but apparently I do, so no one's perfect. Can't all be like Charlie XCX or James Tarkovsky, do you know what I mean? Anyway. And if there was ever 2 references to put out there for anyone to ever question your sexuality, then it's going to be Charlie XCX and James Tarkovsky in the same sentence. Some people, that's a fantasy, and you know, if you're into that, you're into that. Anyway, it's going into a weird direction as he plays with his hair, thinking of what he's just discussed. Anyway, smells fantastic. Let's see what we get. And I'm actually quite enjoying my hair today, which is very rare. So I think I should be, you know, people should be clapping because, you know, he's actually given himself a bit of a compliment, like in a sincere way. But I'm still, you know, I mean, look at it. It's still this, so this doesn't make a difference. It's like, why do I spend all this money on clothes when, you know, you can dress a turd in Armani? I don't buy Armani. Even if I afforded Armani, I wouldn't buy shit like that. But, you know, a turd in Armani is still a turd that just so happens to be wearing Armani. So it is what it is. Anyway, smells great. He said it about 4 times now. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Oh, wow. That's got a bit of heft to it. That, like, proper tastes. Old school, robust, strong English beer. Do you know what I mean? It might not be based on an English style recipe, although, yeah, you're getting, and I think it's part of the course for beers like this, you're getting your English strong ale vibes, you're getting your slight doppelbock vibes, you're getting a hint of that sweetness of a barley wine. There's a real sort of like astringent earthiness that comes through this from that coffee, where you get the flavour of like a roasted coffee as if you're drinking it, but then you also get that earthy greenness, woodiness that you get from certain coffee beans. If for some reason you're a weirdo like me, and when you buy new coffee, you have a bite of one. Although I'm sure you can buy like chocolate covered coffee beans that have been roasted. But you're getting that, it's like really woody, earthy. There's a muskiness to it. It's this weird like thing of tasting like a high ABV beer, but not really tasting like a high ABV beer. There's a woody aftertaste to it, as if it's like a scorched barrel of some sort. Oh yeah, this is terrific. It really, really is. I don't know what style of beer this is, but what I do know is it's really, really good. There's even like a smoky char coming through. And I don't think there's anything remotely smoked about it. But, I mean, it's tequila-soaked oak. So that there is that woodiness in there that really does come through. And it's not just like a subtle little minute detail. It's a domineering flavour tone. It's a very sort of abrasive tasting beer. I could see people, some people having maybe some issues with this, thing it's a bit too harsh, because it is quite harsh, abrasive. But that marriage of whatever sort of base recipe this is with the coffee that they've used, it helps the coffee shine, but then the flavours and characteristics from that coffee really meld beautifully. My arm clicked about 4 times and it keeps clicking, and it's just done it again. Just melds beautiful. It's like the definition of a robust tasting beer. Char, leather, tobacco, big tobacco sort of flavour as well. Subtle sweetness, dark chocolate. Oh, that is wonderful. It really, really is. And I think this is the beer out of the series that intrigued me the most, just because it's just described as a dark ale. I mean, obviously the last beer, which is going to be the next one, is going to be the Imperial Stout, which is like, if you're putting coffee in a beer, you're going to put it in an Imperial Stout. Do you know what I mean? But this is wonderful. It really, really is. Definitely the best of the bunch thus far. And yeah, this would be perfect if they had an aged version from this series, and then maybe, you know, put a bit more oomph into it. Because I think as an aged beer in like I think bourbon would work really, really well. Aging something like that. That's going to be fantastic. That's absolutely wonderful. I've always said that for me, Siren, their dark beers for me are king. To me, the best British UK brewery when it comes to barley wines. Always. I've never once had even a boring or subtle barley wine from Siren. They've always been memorable. I think it's been 2 years on the bounce on the late great Indieman Beer Con, which is no more now, unfortunately. They've been my beer of the festival, is their barley wine offerings. And you get slight barley wine-esque characters, because like I said, you get that slight like steeped fruit character, but it's not really strong or sweet or fruity, but you get that essence of it. Has anybody seen the film Nymphomaniac? Anyway, what a reference. What a film, by the way. Mia Goth in that film. Very small part, but, you know, I mean, everyone's talking about what she's like in the Ty West films. Still need to see Pearl. Now, was Pearl the first one? I've seen the first film, still need to see the sequel, and then, of course, Maxine, which we're very much looking forward to watching. Anything that harkens back to, you know, the era of the exploitation film is good in my book. Plus, Kevin Bacon looks sleazy as hell, so I'm here for it. I really, really am. And this is like dive bar in New York, or even something you might see. You know, what was it called when the Americans banned alcohol? You know, something you could drink in a speakeasy. Prohibition. I said it before you said it, so fuck off. Anyway, that's beautiful. Genuinely, genuinely beautiful. And if I stumble across, because I'm going into Manchester tomorrow, just because I need to get some last minute things for my couple of days in Paris, which probably by the time you're watching this I will have come back. Not really going to be beer focused while I'm there, although I'll see what craft beer stuff is. I've not got a bag to bring stuff back with me, just be going basic. Why am I telling you this? No reason for it. But yeah, this is fantastic, and if I see another can of this, I'm definitely getting another one, because that's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to say that's probably going to be the dark horse of the series. This year anyway. But yeah, that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And highly, highly recommended if you see this. Give all the beers from the Barista Project Barista series a try. And as someone who loves coffee and beer, this to me is the epitome of why I enjoy these two things coming together. And Climpson and Sons, you're definitely on my radar. That means fuck all, because I'm no one. Anyway, we're all nobodies at the end of the day. Anyway, yeah, cheers for watching. If you've enjoyed this little series so far, then let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. If you had any of the Barista Project Barista. It sounds easy saying Barista Project. Anyway, I'm not, you know, Siren. You know, I am friends with Rob from Hopsy. I jest. Anyway, yeah, beautiful stuff, highly recommended. And Siren, once again, smashing it out the park with their dark beers, and the quality of the coffee provided by Climpson and Sons is just utterly remarkable. Anyway, if you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. What's been your favourite beer in this year's series? And links to both Siren and Climpson and Sons, need to make sure I've said that correctly, will be in the description down below. Now, the rest of this beer is probably going to get destroyed because I've got a KFC on order. So it just means I have to drink it quicker, doesn't it? So it doesn't affect the beer. Anyway, I'm off tomorrow, so fuck you. I can drink whenever and whatever I want. Bye-bye. You take care. Stay safe and keep it Siren. There you go, Siren. You can have that one.